Dark versus light. It's happening spiritually, financially, and physically. It's almost even hard to do a crypto news video today in light of the tragedies that have happened over the last week and the tragedies that have been happening over the past year to 4 years. I'm going to do the best I can to communicate this message, talking about dark versus light and what I believe Jesus Christ, the way, the truth, and the life, was speaking of the middle ground. Now, the key to this is not to be divided and conquered. The key to this is to honor these people's names with love. The key to this is to focus on what matters, is making sure that we heal through this. But I think it's very clear to see that our world is going through a massive, systematic change financially, spiritually, mentally, and physically. And what I do know is the way to fight this is through radical transformation within ourselves. If you want love, be loving. If you want strength, become strong. If you want courage, become courage. As a man, you should build principles. Have a principle model for your family. As a man and head of household or head of household, you should have a creed for your family. For me, it's God, family, protect your ecosystem at all costs and stay out of other men's business because I'm too busy working on mine. So as I go through today's video, I'm going to do the best I can to portray what I think is happening within the financial space, but also I'm going to speak my heart on what I believe I should be doing, not what you should be doing, but what I should be doing as I continue to move forward with this platform. As I always speak about God and my belief in Jesus Christ, I will continue to speak about that because I truly believe in my heart of heart that Jesus Christ is the way, the truth, and life. It does not scare me that I'm going to lose followers. It does not scare me about the comments that I'm going to get. I'm always going to speak how I feel. And I know that the Bible is the truth. And I know that Jesus gives us the path back to the light. And to me, God is real. And I can only share with you that through my own living experience. When I started making God the center focus of my life, when I started following Jesus Christ and building a relationship, not religion, a relationship. And when I started honoring God in everything I do in my family, my businesses, and my ecosystems, my life changed radically, financially, spiritually, mentally, physically. And I can only tell you that's my living experience. So as I go through the news today, it's with a heavy heart for all the tragedies that have happened. Yesterday was just unthinkable, right? Charlie Kirk and his family and the young lady who was murdered just recently on a subway. These things are very, very tragic. Today is 9/11, right? The um, the anniversary of 9/11 that we all went through. We all went through the pandemic together. But what I do know is that we can come together. I do know that we can work very hard to get our shit together. And what I do know is one way to beat the darkness is to become the light. Is to work harder on yourself than you do anything else. To stop posting about it and be about it. To stop saying that you're loving and become loving. So stop saying that you're physically strong and become strong. And stop saying that you're mentally strong and become mentally strong. Because when we heal, the world heals. So the first thing I want to show you is in regards to, you can see the darkness and light within the own financial system, right? Tom Emmer posts this: Gary Gensler might go down as the worst SEC chair in history. This stuff is disgusting, guys. We know that the SEC battled Ripple for 5 years. And this is wild. The loss of nearly a year's worth of text messages during his tenure is just another example of the less than honest behavior that marked the Biden administration. Then we come into this. This is our new SEC chair, and we'll just listen to what he has to say. The darkness is transmuting into light.
And today, ladies and gentlemen, we must admit that crypto's time has come. For too long, the SEC has weaponized its investigatory subpoena and enforcement authorities to subvert the crypto industry. That approach was not only ineffective, but injurious. It drove jobs, innovation, and capital overseas. American entrepreneurs bore the brunt. and have been forced to spend fortunes on building a legal defense instead of a business.
So we transition from darkness, trying to take everything out, centralized systems, and we're moving to a decentralized system. Just in, Binance partners with 1.6 trillion asset manager Franklin Templeton to build tailored digital asset incentives. Binance and Franklin Templeton. Just in, SEC opens door to crypto super apps. US Securities Exchange Commission, Paul Atkins, said that most crypto tokens are not securities, while outlining a sweeping plan to integrate crypto activities like trading, lending, and staking under unfiled and regulatory framework. All right, I'm just gonna bring you back on the screen. So here's the thing. It's hard to talk about crypto today, right? It's just very important to understand what is happening here. This is a spiritual battle. This is a spiritual battle. Darkness is transmuting to light. We're going through a radical transformation spiritually, mentally, physically, and financially. And I can only speak from my living experience. And what I decided to do in my own personal life, and this may help somebody, and I hope it helps one person, is I decided to put blinders on. Now, I'm not saying blinders to the evil and darkness that exists within this world. Listen to what I'm about to say. I put a heavy focus on God as my main focus. Number one, my family knows God is number one. Family is number two. What does that mean? I built family structure within my family. I took my young son out of the public school system, made sure he was homeschooled. Me and his mother are not together, and we have a great relationship. I made sure she was set up in an ecosystem. We agreed that she will be able to take care of him and make sure that she homeschools him, that we homeschool him, and that we are able to raise him, even though we're not together and co-inhabiting. We are able to make sure that he is raised. My 20-year-old daughter lives under my roof, and we have rules and parameters that we love God within our family. We create family structure. I created principles for my business. It's integrity, honesty, uncompromise, and belief in God. I built my own ecosystems because I was so fed up with them screwing with me. In corporate America, when I was a banker, they were telling me what to do. I was on calls 3 times a day. I was being manipulated by the upper management. It was disgusting. It was stressful. My digestive system was all messed up. You know, it was constant sales pressure all the time. And I decided to leave. And it was hard. It was hard. But I built my own ecosystems that have integrity, honesty. We're providing financial services that actually matter to our customers. I'm around people who are ethical, who are moral, who have a financial, spiritual, and mental foundation and some sort of spiritual alignment. I decided to create that reality for myself. And it was hard. It was very difficult. And for my principles, it's peace, freedom, and family structure. Then I built this model and a creed for my family. Everybody knows in my ecosystem, it's God, family. What does that mean? It is my job. It is my job to make sure that I provide peace and structures. My suffering is my family's peace. My hard work and dedication is their relaxation. As a man, my suffering is their safety. And I believe that in my heart of hearts. I make sure that all the divine feminine within my ecosystem are taken care of. I teach my son what it means to take care of his sisters and his mother. Then it goes to protect your ecosystem at all costs. So it's God, family, protect my ecosystem at all costs. I have 6 ecosystems in information, technology, attention, and financial services. We have 27 team members worldwide. And we have over 13,000 people just in one of our businesses that have trusted us with their education. We have Merlin. We have over 2,000 coming up on 300 customers worldwide that trust us with their technology. I have a men's coaching program where I have over 170 men that trust me with the education and teaching. I take that stuff extremely, extremely serious. And I'm aiming for perfection, knowing it's not possible, but it must be the aim. There's only one person who walked this earth perfect, and that was Jesus Christ. Definitely not me. But damn well, I do everything I can. And that's what I mean by protecting my ecosystem at all costs. Is that every decision, every action, every behavior that I do is thoughtful. I think about it before I make the decision. I think about it before I send the text. And when I make a mistake, I admit it and I make it right. Like I said, I'm aiming for perfection, knowing it's not possible, but it must be the aim. So it's God, family, protecting my ecosystem at all costs. And lastly, I stay out of other men's business because I'm too busy working on mine. I love God with all my heart. I love Jesus Christ with all my heart. And I'm only going to speak my truth here on these social media platforms. I am unbelievably grateful that I even have a platform that people even listen to. But I will always speak my truth and I will always honor God in everything I do. It doesn't matter how many comments, how many naysayers, how much negativity comes. I will always speak my truth as God is my focus and Jesus Christ is my Savior. I choose to believe that Jesus Christ died on the cross for our sins and rose again. I choose to believe that God is real. Have I met God? Nope. Will I ever meet God? I don't know. Can I prove to you unequivocally that Jesus Christ walked on this earth? No, I can't. Am I a biblical scholar? If you ask me, could I spout off Bible verses? No, I can't. But what I do is I study the Bible. I do a Bible study every Tuesday. We actually do it in our academy as well. And I pray every single day. I have severe dyslexia, so it takes me a little bit longer to understand things, but I study. And what I work as hard as I can to do is I try to love humanity as I love God. And it's really hard. It's really hard after things like yesterday. That's why I know I'm not a perfect man and I'm a very flawed man because it fucking pissed me off yesterday. It fucking pissed me off. And it's okay to be fucking angry and it's okay to be pissed because that's not okay. And it wouldn't be okay if that happened to somebody. It doesn't matter left, right, conservative, Christian. That wouldn't be okay if it happened to somebody on the left. It's not okay. He was a man of God who was speaking his truth. Just like the people on one side are a man, whatever it is, whatever you're choosing, and you're speaking your truth. And he allowed people to speak their truth. That's what fucking pissed me off. Is that he allows people to come and speak their truth. He gave them a microphone. He gave them a voice. That's not okay. But here's the thing. We can bitch and complain about this. We can fight about this. We can post about it on Twitter, or we can honor Charlie Kirk's name. We can honor the young lady who was murdered and all the people that have tragically, I mean, we could go through a list of things that have happened over the past 5 years that have just been unbelievable and undescribable. And we can fight and we can argue, or we can change, or we can be the change. We can build that relationship with God. We can train harder than we've ever trained. We can become more mentally sound and mentally stable than we've ever been before. We can start protecting our families and making sure our household is in order before we point out what's not in order with other people. And we can give people a voice and allow them to have a voice and work to love our neighbor as we love God with all our heart. Now, is that even easy? Absolutely not. Because just like you, probably watching this, if you're watching my channel, I was pissed yesterday. I didn't even know what to say. I didn't even want to do my video today. And that's rare for me. I love doing this stuff. I love reporting the news. I love saying the same shit every single day. And it was hard for me to do this video today. But this won't break me. I know it's not going to break you. And what we should do is be honoring these people's name by speaking your truth, by standing on what you believe in. And if you are a Christian, standing up and speaking your truth for God. You know, people tell me not to pray on Twitter. I'm going to pray on Twitter every single day. It's damn well better than bitching and complaining and talking shit to other people. It's damn well than spreading hate and just absolute garbage on there. Absolute garbage that some of you spew on there. So I will always speak my truth in God. I will pray every single morning. It's a living, breathing document of my journey and my walk with God and Jesus Christ. So I'll leave with this. I love you with all my heart, as I love God with all my heart. But I'll tell you what, it's okay to be pissed. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to feel the way that we do today. But what's not okay is to do something about it. What's not okay is to change within yourself. Because if you want to see change, you must be the change. You can talk about it all day. But if you want love, you must be loving. If you want strength, you must be strong. If you want courage, you must speak with courage. So I'll leave you with that. Not much else to say today. So I love you guys. I appreciate you. As we always say, warriors, rise. Get your shit together. God bless you.